You try to keep him off base because he always seemed to start an inning. Raines this year has scored 57 runs. Well, that's a lot of runs at this stage of the game. Here's a pitch to him. It's high, and you try not to walk him, make him hit his way on.
First pitch at 7.
He has 26 stolen bases. He's been caught 4 times. 1-0. Ball inside. He is hit safely in 29 of 36 games. And the pitch to him. Swung on, hit high toward right center field. Thompson in pursuit. He's under it now. At the edge of the track, he caught that ball. Raines flies to deep right center. Now Vance Law, whose dad, Vern Law, is in attendance, I understand. Vance Law, 243, 4 homers and 24 RBIs. Right-handed batter. Ball games being televised by a cable system in Canada, and that's allowed on Monday night. We can't televise on Monday due to contractual agreements. There's a foul straight back, so we have the benefit of a monitor here, and we appreciate it. 0-1. Horner still not able to go to the post. Maybe he could pinch hit, and Claudell Washington the same story. The Chambliss with a chance to start had a big day yesterday. The 0-1. Sidearm fastball over. There's Dana Demuth. Chambliss had a 4-hit game yesterday, including a homer. And Benedict had 4 hits. They're both starting tonight. Here's the 0-2. Fastball high. Looks like Mailer's throwing a few more fastballs. Great observation by Johnson. It's only the second batter. Here's a 1-2. That fastball's high. 2-2. Philadelphia plays at Houston tonight. The Giants are at St. Louis. And New York at Cincinnati. Curve hit to third, backhanded by Oberkfell. Long throw, plenty of time. Oberkfell has a very accurate arm. He doesn't have to gun it over there. He just gets rid of it in a hurry. Philadelphia at Houston. I thought Eddie Robinson, my pregame guest, said Houston was on the road. Dodgers play at Pittsburgh. New York at Cincinnati. Eddie's an old friend. He's a New York Yankee scout. Used to be the general manager here with Atlanta. General manager at Texas. Here's Andre Dawson, and the pitch to him. Outside, 1-0. Dawson against Mailer, 375. 6 for 16 this year. And the pitch. Swung on, hit high over Mailer's head out to Hubbard, who scoops it up and throws. Got it. First start since being called up from Richmond, and all he did was get 3 hits, including a triple, and knocked in a run. Playing right field. Ramirez is on deck. The Braves trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. They've lost 7 of their last 8 and trying to score a run off Montreal pitching. As I mentioned earlier, they've been shut out their last 3 times against the Expos. Here's a pitch. A ball low, 1-0. Wallach is shallow at third. They're looking for a possible bunt. Dreesen is about 4 feet back on the dirt. Here's a 1-0. A little bit high. 2-0. Not easy pitching the first time after you come back from the DL. You can throw on the side all you want, throw in batting practice, but game situation's entirely different. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That is a strike call. The outfield really shading Milt Thompson to left. And a 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit a line into center field. Base hit. Just out of the reach of Van Slaw. Milt Thompson starts it with a single to center. Just out of the reach of the second sacker. Rafael Ramirez is the batter. Thompson was batting over 300 at Richmond. He came up last year and performed very well. He started spring training in pretty good shape, but then he tapered off and he was sent back to Richmond. And he runs well, too. I think he had over 30 stolen bases at Richmond. Nakosha's their catcher, and he might get an opportunity to see if Thompson runs very well. There he goes. The pitch is a ball. No throw. Nakosha didn't even throw it. It rolled up his hand a bit, and Thompson stole second with no problem. Well, Nakosha got a chance to look. Thompson stole a lot of bases last year when the Braves brought him up. He's proven that it's 90 feet at Richmond, 90 feet here. There's a line drive foul past first. Ramirez trying to get the run at a third. That's a very unselfish play by a hitter, and he almost ended up with a double. He just missed the double. Thompson, part-time duty last year with the Braves, played in 25 games, and he stole 14 bases, batting .303. That's quite a ratio. It's even better than the Cardinals. But they have more of them. They have a track team. And a pitch. Foul down the right side. Count stays 0-2. Murphy's on deck. Pete Van Weeren and Ernie Johnson with you from Atlanta. Game 1 of this series. Phillies are here Thursday. And then it's the All-Star break next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Gullickson at the belt. Thompson off second. And an 0-2 pitch. Forthcoming. Driven to right field. Dawson should catch it. The tag at second. Here comes a throw, and he's going to be safe. Dawson with a good arm. Thompson challenged it and beat it. Well, give Ramirez some credit. He kept going to the right side, and a fly ball got the run at a third, where another fly ball makes it 1-0. Of course, that doesn't show in your stats. But the manager knows what you're trying to do. Here's Murphy. Boy, Dawson can throw, can't he?
I tell you what, if that throw had been a little bit lower, it would have been a close play. The throw was up around hat level. But if that had been down around the bag, it would have been close at third.
Murphy at 286, 20 homers, 59 RBIs. Ramirez stood in at 264, 3 homers, 31 RBIs. Harper's on deck. They play their infield back. From a stretch, Gullickson to Murphy. Swung on, missed on a fastball, 0-1. Career-wise, Murphy batting .292 with 7 homers and 31 RBIs against Montreal. Bob Larson and his staff, they really keep us posted on that matrix. And against Gullickson, Murphy's hitting .333 this year. Pitches inside. That wouldn't be this year. That must be lifetime. Yeah. 13 for 39. But lifetime, you'd think he'd have batted more than that against him. But I know he hasn't batted 39 times this year because he's 1-1 against the Braves this season. There's a drive to right. Back toward that wall. Dawson's back, looking up. This ball is out of here. Dale Murphy. Murphy's 21st. And now 61 RBIs. Murphy hit it to right field, over the fence. Dawson got to the fence, just watched it. And Murphy with 61 RBIs and 21 homers.
That puts him just 2 RBIs now behind the league leader Tommy Herr of the Cardinals, who has 63.
Here's Harper, and the curveball is high, 1-0.
And Murphy now leads the league in homers by 1 over Pete Guerrero.
Isn't that something to go into the All-Star break with over 20 homers and over 60 RBIs? Kind of considered halfway. Here's a pitch to Harper. He swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, this is game number 80 for the Braves, so tomorrow will be the halfway point, so he's got a chance. If he just duplicates those figures second half, that's 40 homers, 125 RBIs.
1-1. Strike, 1-2. Harper's hit well against Montreal this year, .318. Perry, a 261 for the year, and the 1-2 pitch to him, a little bit high. He has 8 homers and 38 RBIs, so Harper's having his best year in the major leagues. He's gotten left field to himself. Here's a 2-2. Curve, struck him out. Harper goes down on strike. 2 away for Chris Chambliss. Chambliss at 223, a homer and 10 RBIs. His homer yesterday was the first for Chris since, I think it was last July. Long time. And he hit it to dead center field. And Gullickson winding the kick and the pitch. Fastball, low inside. Chambliss also yesterday had a double along with 2 singles. And the 1-0. A ball, 2-0. He's a lifetime hitter against Montreal of .286. Signed by Nicosia. And a 2-0 pitch. Low, 3-0. Oberkfell is on deck. George Sherman has a big group. 100. Georgia chapter of Club Managers Association of America. Dining in the Stadium Club. We hope that they enjoy the chow and the game. 3-0. Strike, 3-1. George puts on a good spread when those guys come. And he's listening to it. 3-1. Here it is. Swung on line to left along the line. It's going to be in for a base hit. Chambliss with a single. Up quickly as Raines, and Chris holds at first. Going the other way, Chambliss gets a single. He's had 5 hits now, and a game in 1 part of an inning. Here's Oberkfell at 277, a homer and 17 RBI. Hubbard on deck. Gullickson stretching, pitching, fastball inside. He's been touched for 2 runs on 3 hits. I'll be lifetime .315 against Montreal. The Expos are right in the thick of it in the National League East. There's a liner to right, base hit. Chambliss holds at second. Oberkfell with a single. 4 hits in the inning. That might start their bullpen.
One thing about this game tonight, Montreal had to use 6 pitchers last night against Houston as they played 19 innings, just like the Braves did on Thursday night. So that bullpen will be a little weary tonight. If the Braves can get to it early, it'd be a good sign for Atlanta.
I just had a quick meeting. Hubbard the batter. 2 out runners, first and second. Gullickson at the belt. Here's a pitch. Hubbard takes it over. He's batting .215, 3 homers and 18 RBIs. It was Larry Bernard that went out to talk it over with his pitcher. He's their pitching coach. The 0-1. Bouncing ball, past third, hit. Chambliss will score easily. Oberkfell hit third. He's going to be waved. The ball is fumbled by Raines, and the Braves score twice as Hubbard doubles. Going to be a double. It's 4-0 as Hubbard bounced one right over third. There's Benedict. Bullpen is still not active. Chambliss scored easily. Oberkfell came all the way around. I thought they could have given Raines an error because he kicked that ball around down there, but at this point they're saying double, 2 RBIs. Here's Benedict, who had 4 hits yesterday. Bruce batting .230, no homers and 3 RBIs. The pitch to him. Outside, 1-0. Well, the Braves quickly took care of that shutout business, didn't they? Been shut out 3 straight times, and they have scored 4 here now. 3 straight times by Montreal. Score 4 in the first. Benedict takes it high inside, 2-0. Benedict batting .357 at home. Mailer's on deck. This is the 8th hitter in the bottom of the first. And the 2-0 swung on, bounce slowly to third. Wallach up and long, throw in time. Dreesen, who played many years with Cincinnati, waits, and the pitch to him. Swung on, hit foul. Back against the screen. Dodgers and Pirates are scoreless after 1 at Pittsburgh. Here's an 0-1. Outside. Dreesen's hit Mailer 10 for 25 lifetime. That is 400. And the 1-1. Let up. Hit high into the air in center. Murphy in, now back. Under, waiting. Got it. 1 away. Well, I'll tell you, this next guy gets my vote as a shortstop for the All-Star team. If you vote on just what a guy's doing this year. Hubie Brooks is at .260, 5 homers, and 43 RBIs for a shortstop. Duke Snyder said every one of them seems like it's come with 2 outs. If they had a vote, he might be their most valuable player right now, and they're a game and a half out of first. And there's a broken bat pop behind Hubbard, who goes back and makes the catch. Hubbard takes care of it. Brooks is having a good year. He's knocked in more runs than Gary Carter for the New York Mets, and he was involved in that deal. But he hasn't gotten many votes for the All-Star shortstop position. That'll go to Ozzie Smith, who's not having a bad year either, but he hasn't produced as many runs with his bat anyway. I guess it comes from being a player. Here, next player, here's Wallach. Players at one time voted for the players to be on the All-Star team. Pitch to Wallach. Strike called, 0-1. And by and large, every player voted for the guy who was having a good year at that particular time. Not for what he did last year or in previous years. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So you can have all kinds of reasons to vote for a player. And I don't think you should keep a superstar off. He continually has good years, and he's having a poor one, but pitch is high, 2-1. I don't think you should penalize someone who's never made it if he's having that good year. Now the 2-1. Swing and miss, 2-2. Wallach batting .347 in his last 75 at-bats. He had 3 homers in the Astrodome. He has 7 homers and 37 RBIs. 2-2. Bouncing ball toward Oberkfell, off his glove in the left field. That'll be ruled a base hit for Wallach, off the glove of Oberkfell, going to his left. Now Mitch Webster. That All-Star game, by the way, will be played July 16th. That's a Tuesday.
And we all know what will happen later this week when the All-Star teams are named. In every city, there'll be fans saying, hey, so-and-so on our ball club should have been on that team. That happens in every city every year.
And you know, mostly in the pitching department.
Yeah.
You'll have some pitcher with a good record, and he'll be left off.
The guy on the mound for Atlanta tonight might be one of the guys left off.
Yeah. He's 111. Going for his 12th win. Outside of Murphy, he's the Braves' best representative. This is Webster. We haven't seen him before. Strike called 0-1. They got him from the Toronto organization. Mitch Webster. Batting .229, 3 homers, 5 RBIs. He hasn't been here long. He's a left-handed batter. The 0-1 to him is outside. With Toronto last year, he batted .227 in 26 games. Been around a while. First year was 77. 1-1. Swing a miss. 1-2 on that slow curve. When they bought him from Syracuse, he was batting .290, 3 homers and 24 RBI. Mitch Webster. And Mailer pitches to him. Slow curve, hit high into the air, short right. Thompson coming in under, waiting, and he's got it. Right-handed batter. He's hitting .204, no homers and 7 RBIs. Mailer, a good hitter for a pitcher. And the pitch to him. Swung on line to center field, in for a base hit. Mailer, who's also a good golfer, sticks one into center field, and that is hit number 6 off Bill Gullickson, and we're only in the second inning. Here's Milt Thompson. Had a base hit, stole a base in the first inning. He scored in front of Murphy's homer. If you just tuned in, Murphy hit one to right field. The pitch to him, swung on, hit foul. Ramirez is on deck. 0-1. And the pitch, look out inside. He was trying to jam him. 1 ball, 1 strike. I must repeat the story out of Cleveland because some people don't get in quite early enough to get the Major League report. If they're home, they all listen, of course. Here's a 1-1. Swung on, missed 1-2. But if you miss the Major League report tonight, and you might have missed the Eddie Haas show and the leadoff man, and you shouldn't do that. You're bad if you do that. Story out of Cleveland yesterday involved Jamie Easterly, a former Brave. And Cleveland had a big inning late. They were leading the White Sox going to the 9th inning by about 7. The 1-2, bouncing ball foul up by third. Cleveland was leading big going to the 9th inning. Easterly in the 8th inning had hit 2 batters with pitches. He was on in relief. So in the 9th, after 1 out, Tony La Russa takes out Baines and Walker. He doesn't want Easterly to hit his aces. And who does he substitute for him? Pete's favorite pitcher, Dan Spillner, and Nelson. He calls 2 pitchers in and says, you bat against them. Come on, Tony. The 1-2. Hit up by first. It's fair. No play. Mailer rounds second. The throw to third is too high. Mailer goes back to second. Dreesen got the ball. It was just fair. He got it. His momentum carried him into foul territory. He could not beat Thompson to the bag. Mailer around second. He's halfway to third, and Dreesen threw high to third, and Mailer put the brakes on and got back to second. What a peculiar play. I thought they had Mailer dead. They might have if Dreesen had run right at him, but he chose to throw it long, and Mailer, who doesn't run well, got back to second base. Bouncing ball and runners at first and second. Thompson is 2 for 2. Dreesen grabbed the ball, had no play. It was just fair, and here's Ramirez. He may bunt. No, he's swinging. Pitches high. 1-0. Last time up, Ramirez went to right field to get the runner to third. He flied to right. He's batting .263. Gullickson pitches. Ramirez drives it to right along the line. Is it going to be caught by Dawson? No, it's off his glove, foul, and Dawson jumps up over the fence. He almost made a circus catch in the bullpen, Andre Dawson. It was fouled by about 10 feet. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dawson, Webster, and Raines are the outfielders. Wallach, Brooks, Law, and Dreesen are the infielders. The Braves have teed off on Gullickson to this point. They have 4 runs on 7 hits. Murphy's on deck. And the 1-1. Swung on, loop toward right center field. It's going to be in for a hit. The bases will be loaded. Ramirez popped a single in right center. Murphy at the plate with the bases loaded. Mailer had to wait. He made third. Thompson second. Three on and nobody out. Harper's on deck. The Braves with a chance to blow it wide open here early in this ball game. They scored 4 in the first. From a stretch, Gullickson. Here's a pitch. Murphy takes it inside. 1-0. 1 ball, no strike. And a stretch. Here's a pitch. Swung on, missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still no one warming up. It's almost as though they're saying, we used so many pitchers last night. Let's give Gullickson a good workout. Murphy gets a hold of another one. He might let Gullickson just get all the extra work he needs because he just came off the disabled list. 1-1. Swung on, popped him up. Let's watch Dreesen and Gullickson. Dreesen makes the catch. Gullickson didn't think anyone was going to get to it. It was in foul territory. For out number 1, here's Terry Harper. So Gullickson rearing back, got Murphy on a foul pop. Now Terry Harper, who struck out the first time up. The Braves with an opportunity to get more runs. Had the bases loaded and nobody out. Haven't scored yet. That happened twice yesterday. Now yesterday, it happened bases loaded, nobody out, failed to score. Bases loaded, 1 out, failed to score, and it really cost them in that loss to New York.
Maybe the Braves should acquire Pat Tabler. A note from Cleveland says that Tabler had a bases-loaded single in the first inning. He's now 4 for 4 this year with the bases loaded with 10 RBIs.
Call Cleveland. I'm sure they'll want to make a deal.
And look at lifetime. Tabler lifetime with the bases full, 20 for 32.
Load him up for Pat Tabler.
I didn't even know they kept that figure.
No. 1 ball, no strikes on Harper. Chambliss next. The 1-0. Swung on, bounced foul up by Bobby Wine, who takes a swing at it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the second. Gullickson is wringing wet out there. Ramirez is at first. Thompson second, Mailer third. Signed by Nicosia. And the 1-1 pitch to Terry Harper. Here it is. A little bit high, 2-1. This guy throws hard. And he's got a good deuce or curve. 2 is usually used to signal the curveball. That's why we sometimes say deuce. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners lead, bases loaded. And the 2-1 to Harper. Low, 3-1. Now Terry's in the driver's seat. I mean, he can look for his pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike. Lay off anything he doesn't like. Gullickson has to get it over, or a run is forced in. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's a stretch, and here's a pitch. Swung on foul. Back to the screen. 3-2. Got to give Gullickson credit. He bore a fastball through there and got a strike. Bases loaded. Sign given. Gullickson ready. Pitching to Harper. Swings and bounces it towards short. Brooks up and throwing to first. That's all they get. Nice play by Brooks. A run scored. He had no play anywhere else, and an in-between hopper. He threw out Harper, who gets an RBI, and it makes it 5-0. Mailer scores. Now Chambliss. Chambliss, first time up, had a base hit to left. The Braves with 8 hits and 5 runs were in the second. Stretched by Bill Gullickson, the pitch. Curve hit high into the air in center field. Back goes Webster under it, and he's got it. Out number 3.
Right-hand batter. He was a non-roster player for the Expos this spring. And the first pitch on the way from Rick Mailer. Outside, ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch. Popped foul down the right side. That'll be up in the seats out of play. And the count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nicosia began in the Pirates organization, played with Pittsburgh for 4 seasons, and went over to the Giants for a couple of years, became a free agent, and signed on with Montreal this year. The wind by Mailer, and the 1-1 on the way. Outside, 2-1. Rick has 1 win, 1 loss against Montreal this year. He's the only winning pitcher for the Braves against the Expos. Montreal's won 5 out of 6. 2-1 pitch, line toward right, but right at Milt Thompson. He takes 1 step to his right, makes the catch, 1 down. That'll bring up the pitcher, Bill Gullickson. Hitting 167, no homers, and 3 runs driven in. Bats as he throws, right-handed. Mailer's first pitch on the way, outside, ball 1. 5 runs, 8 hits for Atlanta, no runs, 1 hit Montreal. We're in the top of the 3rd. Now the 1-0 pitch, fly ball, right field, not too deep. Milt Thompson there waiting for this one. He's got that one, 2 down. So very quickly, the first 2 Expos hitters retired here in the top of the 3rd. And we'll go back to the top of the order now, Tim Raines. Raines flied to right his first time. Of the first 8 outs in the game made by Montreal, 4 of them have been on fly balls to right field. Two men out, bases empty. Lifetime, Mailer has a record of 3-5 against the Expos. However, one of those 5 losses was a game in which Mailer worked 7+ innings and allowed only 1 hit. First pitch on the way to Tim Raines. Low and inside, ball 1. Bryn Smith against Pascual Perez tomorrow night. On Wednesday night, Mickey Mailer will pitch for Montreal. The Braves have not announced their pitching choice yet, but All indications point toward Len Barker coming off the disabled list and starting that game. 1-0 pitch, bouncer, one hop right back to the mound. Mailer has it, goes to first in time, and a very time up. Braves put together 5 hits in the first inning, good for 4 runs. 3 more hits in the second, picking up another run. Gullickson's still in there. Winds and delivers. And Oberkfell takes a strike in the inside corner, 0-1. Now the 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball stayed high. 1 ball, 1 strike on Oberkfell. Gullickson hasn't had much luck against the Braves in his career. He's 3-7. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's high, 2-1. But one of those 3 wins was a shutout of the Braves earlier this year in Montreal, that weekend when the Braves didn't score a run. 2-1 the count. The wind and the 2-1 pitch. High and outside. Fastball missed. 3-1. Nakosha gives the side. And the 3-1 pitch coming. Low and inside, ball 4. That's the first walk issued by Gullickson. Puts a runner at first with nobody out. And it brings up Glenn Hubbard. He doubled down the left field line, driving in 2 in that first inning. Gullickson struggling in these early innings. He's been touched for 8 hits, 5 runs. Now he's walked his first batter. And there's still nobody out here in the third. Here's the stretch in the pitch to Hubbard. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Almost got by Nakosha. 0-1 the count. After this 3-game series with Montreal, the Phillies come to town for 4. And then it's the All-Star break. After the All-Star break, the Braves open up on the road. Dreesen holding Oberkfell at first. Here's the stretch in the 0-1 pitch. A little bit low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield shaded toward left. Although left fielder Tim Raines plays quite a ways off the line. Now the 1-1 coming, and that's high and away, 2-1. Braves trying to snap that 5-game losing streak tonight. Again, the stretch by Gullickson. Runner going on the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball straight away center. Not too deep. Webster out there waiting. He'll make the catch, and Oberkfell. Scamper is back to first. 1 down. Now the catcher, Bruce Benedict, who grounded out to third his first time. Benedict now batting .227 for the year. No homers, 3 RBIs. He had 4 hits in the second game yesterday. In that second game yesterday, the Braves had all kinds of scoring opportunities. They had 16 hits in the ball game, but they left 15 men on base. Here's a stretch in the pitch. Fly ball, shallow center. Webster coming in quite quickly, and he makes a diving try. Can't come up with it. He misjudged that ball. It'll be a base hit for Bruce Benedict. And Oberkfell advances to second. When that ball was hit, Webster just sort of stood there for a moment, thinking he didn't have to move to make the catch. Then all of a sudden he broke in and couldn't get to it.
Might have lost it. It's that time of the night, and he has pretty good speed, or he wouldn't be out there in center field. But Benedict got a break on it.
That'll be the 9th hit off of Bill Gullickson. Runners at first and second for Rick Mailer. He had a base hit his first time up. Rick now batting .220 for the year. The Expos looking for the bunt. Mailer is going to try to give it to him. He does, down the third base side. Wallach up. His throw will be to first in time. Vance Law took Mailer. And now Milt Thompson, who has singled twice in this ball game. He has stolen one base, scored one run. He's off to a fast start. 5 for 9 now since coming up from Richmond. Batting with 2 outs, runners second and third. Gullickson comes to the belt. And the pitch coming to Thompson. Line drive, left field. Rains coming on. He'll get there and make the catch about belt high. The other games all start later. Here's Vance Law leading off the fourth. He grounded out to third his first time. Mailer getting a sign from Benedict, and the first pitch coming now to Vance Law. He takes high, ball one. Law used to be a third baseman. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Caught the outside corner, 1-1. Hubie Brooks used to be a third baseman.
Yeah.
Tim Wallach is a third baseman. 3 of the 4 Montreal infielders really began their career at third. Here's the 1-1, bouncing ball, hit towards second. Glenn Hubbard up with this one, throws to first in time. 1 gone in the fourth. That'll bring up Andre Dawson. Dawson grounded out to second his first time.
I think Law went to the Charlie Lau School of Hitting. And Raines, Brett, when they have their stance, the front foot, they're almost like they're just balancing on their toes. When they lunge it,
it's a very distinct style.
It is, it is.
Here's Dawson, 0 for 1. 5-0 Atlanta, fourth inning. Mailer winds and delivers. Dawson swings, little chopper to the left side of the infield. Ramirez charging, gloves it, fires to first in time. That's a good play. Rafael Ramirez came up with that ball on the infield grass and fired on to first in one motion to get Dawson by about a step. So 2 are gone now in the fourth inning, and Dan Dreesen will step in. He fly to center his first time up. You might recall last time the Braves and Expos played, and it's been a while since we've seen this Montreal team. Way back on May 12th, the last time these two teams met, Dreesen hit a home run in each game of that series against Atlanta, giving him 5 for the year. He's only hit 1 since then.
Amazing.
Mailer's first pitch, strike at the knees, 0-1. I can recall talking with you, Ernie, about how it looked like he was on his way to maybe a 20 home run season.
Yeah.
But he hadn't hit a home run in over 2 months now, or only 1 since then. Just missed with a curve, Mailer did. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's got power enough, but he uses the whole field. They've got him played straight away. You see him hit some balls in left center and right center.
Here's the 1-1, slow curve, bouncing ball up the middle. That'll get through, base hit center field. Mailer stuck a glove out, but couldn't quite come up with it. And Dreesen aboard with a 2-out single. The batter will be Hubie Brooks, who popped to second his first time. Talking with some of the Montreal writers and broadcasters prior to the game, and they were pointing out how many relationships there really are between the Braves and Montreal. It all begins, of course, in spring training. Both these teams train in the same ballpark in West Palm Beach, Florida. There's a called strike to Hubie Brooks. And Hubie Brooks of the Expos, former college teammate of Atlanta's Bob Horner. You got Rick Mailer pitching for Atlanta, Mickey Mailer pitching for Montreal. They're brothers. Here's the 0-1. In for a strike, 0-2. Dan Dreesen plays for Montreal. Gerald Perry for Atlanta. Dan's Gerald's uncle.
And this game's being heard on WEAT in West Palm Beach, Kurt Gowdy's station.
That's right.
Jim Connor in the game. They all eat at Monero's.
I won't say anything about Dave Van Horn and myself, who look a little alike.
Alike.
Keep getting called by each other's names, for heaven's sakes. 1-2, the count on Hubie Brooks.
Can't understand it either. Receding hairlines, and that's kind of a... Receded, and both glasses.
Here's the look toward first by Mailer in the 1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball slowly toward third. Oberkfell will let it roll. It's a fair ball. Almost hit the bag at third, and that'll be a base hit for Hubie Brooks. Dan Dreesen winds up at second. So runners at first and second with 2 outs. That's 3 hits now for the Expos, and the batter's Tim Wallach. Who's a dangerous hitter right now. He's on a little bit of a tear. He had a base hit his first time up. He's at 347 over the last 20 ball games. Has a season batting average now up to 282. There's the stretch by Rick Mailer in the pitch. Caught the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. First and second, 2 outs, top of the fourth. Braves leading at 5-0. The stretch by Rick Mailer and the 0-1 pitch. In the dirt, good stop by Benedict. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mitch Webster on deck. The runners lead. Brooks off first, and Dreesen off second. And the pitch coming to Wallach is outside, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 men out. And the 2-1 delivery, swing and a miss at that slow curve, and the count 2-2. That's a pitch that Mailer has really developed as almost a pitch of his own over the last couple of years. You don't see many pitchers that have such good motion on an off-speed curveball as Mailer does. 2-2, Brooks off first. Dreesen off second, the stretch, and the 2-2 coming. Fastball outside, that fills it 3-2. Well, the runners will take off here. Mailer ready. Here's the stretch. There go the runners. 3-2 pitch, drilled foul down the right side. Count remains full, 3-2. The rookie Mitch Webster on deck. Webster, one of 9 players on this Montreal club at the moment that was playing minor league baseball a year ago. Again, the stretch by Rick Mailer. Runners take off. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a fast. Now with a 7-game hitting streak. He appeared as a pinch hitter in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday and walked. But that does not stop a hitting streak because there was no official at bat. And the pitch coming to Ramirez. Breaking ball in at the knees. 0-1. Now the wind by Gullickson, the 0-1 pitch coming. High with a breaking ball that had no bite to it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way. Down low with a breaking ball, 2-1. Now the wind and the 2-1 pitch coming. Fly ball lifted into shallow left center field. Webster coming in. Can't get to this one. Drops in for a base hit. Boy, the Braves have had their share of little looping fly balls that have fallen for base hits in this game. Ramirez now 2 out of 3. That's 10 hits altogether for the Braves off Bill Gullickson. And it brings up Dale Murphy, who hit his 21st homer of the year in the first inning over the right field fence. And he fouled out to first in the second. The look toward first by Gullickson. And the pitch coming to Murphy. Up high, ball 1. Again, we'll point out Montreal's bullpen a little bit depleted tonight. They played a 19-inning game in Houston last night. Used 6 pitchers. Game very similar to the one that the Braves and Mets played on Thursday night. Nobody's warmed up for them yet. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a strike in the inside corner, 1-1. Expos made a couple of roster moves just before today's game. To make room for Gullickson, they sent pitcher Floyd Humans back to their Indianapolis farm club. And they've also activated pitcher Bert Roberge. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball slowly toward short. Brooks goes to second one. Law on to first. It is not in time. Murphy beat the wrap there. So it's a 6-4 force play. Murphy becomes the runner at first. Terry Harper the batter. Harper is struck out and grounded to short. He drove in a run with that ground out. To make room for Bert Roberge, who was reactivated today, Montreal cut a veteran outfielder, Miguel Delaney. They've given him his choice of reporting to their AAA farm club or becoming a free agent. So Murphy now at first, Terry Harper the batter. Here's the stretch by Gullickson, and the pitch coming to Harper. He takes a strike in the inside corner, 0-1. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Braves. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Expos. We're in the bottom of the 4th. And the 0-1 pitch. Check swing foul back toward the screen. The count 0-2.
No, I've never umped. But I got a feel, when I see these umpires, I got to give them a lot of credit. I think if I were umping, I'd always think that foul tip is going to hit me right in the mask. Yeah. And boy, when it hits you, it's like a mule kicks you.
Again, the look toward first. And the 0-2 coming. Down low, 1-2. And I know those inside chest protectors are supposed to work, but those big balloon protectors used to look a lot more secure, didn't they?
Oh, you could hide right in those, bring it right up to your ears practically, and very seldom would it be hurt with the ball hitting you on the shoulder.
Now the look toward first. Runner going on the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball is short. Hubie Brooks has it. He has no play at second. Guns it on to first in time to get Harper. The Braves stayed out of the double play that time by sending the runner. So there are 2 outs with a runner at second and Chris Chambliss the batter. Chambliss is singled and flied to center. You also hear players talking, especially American League players, because that balloon protector was used a lot longer in the American League than it was in the National, that the strike zone changes. The umps get down a little bit lower now, and that makes for a lower strike zone.
American League and National League used to seem to be quite a bit of difference as far as pitchers go. Sometimes they'd say a pitcher in the American would have trouble winning in the National.
Curveball to Chambliss in for a called strike.
Then they would say if you were a pretty good pitcher in the National, you'd be outstanding in the American. But that isn't true anymore. The leagues are so well balanced now. There's good players in both leagues, and probably equal balance.
Down at second, Murphy. The look back, and the 0-1 pitch to Chambliss is inside. 1-1. Nothing Atlanta. Braves have another runner in scoring position. With 2 outs in the 4th. Here's the 1-1 to Chambliss. He swings and fouls this one back. 1-2. Ken Oberkfell waits on deck. Nicosia giving the sign. And Gullickson ready now for his 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Chambliss swings, line drive, right field, base hit. Murphy around third, coming toward home. Dawson's throw will be way up the line. Down to second on the throw goes Chris Chambliss. That makes it 6-0. That'll be a single for Chambliss. He takes second on the throw. And Chris drives in his 11th run of the year. As all of a sudden, Chris swinging a pretty good bat. And he was really struggling. Seemed to all of a sudden find that stroke yesterday. He had 4 hits in the second game yesterday. He's now 2 for 3 in this game with an RBI. It's 6-0 Atlanta. 11 hits off Gullickson, and now the Montreal bullpen is going to get into action. Here's Ken Oberkfell, who has singled and walked. Here's the stretch in the pitch. Oberkfell takes it high, ball 1. Bert Roberge just reactivated today. Throwing in the Montreal bullpen. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is over at the letters. And the count even. 1 ball, 1 strike on Oberkfell. Chambliss down at second. The look back by Gullickson, and the 1-1 pitch. Popped it foul, coming back out of play into the crowd. So Gullickson ahead in the count now, 1-2. It's not that uncomfortable a night here. In fact, it's a very comfortable night. Gullickson is just soaked through with sweat out there. Here's the look back in the 1-2 pitch. Foul back, coming up toward the press box. It remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ken Oberkfell. Braves have managed at least 1 hit in every inning off Gullickson. And they have scored in every inning except for the 3rd. He's ready for a 1-2 pitch. And here it comes. Change up is low. 2-2. After the Braves got those 4 runs in the first inning, it almost seems like Montreal manager Buck Rogers conceded this game. Just said, well, I'm going to get some work in for Gullickson. He's got Roberge, who just came off the disabled list, throwing now in the bullpen. Not to say the Expos aren't trying to come back. Here's the 2-2 pitch, line drive. That's fair down the right field line. Chambliss around third. He will score. Oberkfell heads for second. Dawson gets the throw back. It's 7-0 Atlanta. Ken Oberkfell driving in his 18th run of the year. That's his 11th double. It's hit number 12 off Gullickson. It'll bring up Glenn Hubbard. Before he bats, we'll pause for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Baseball Network.
Braves baseball comes to you on the sports voice of the South, WSB Atlanta. Want to start your day off right Monday through Friday? Join Dick Hemby and Skip Carey mornings on WSB for the latest in sports, news, and weather, along with plenty of fun to start your day off with a smile.
Nicosia and Gullickson hold a meeting at the mound. Now that meeting breaks up, and the batter will be Glenn Hubbard, who has doubled and flied to center. His double came in the first inning, drove in 2 runs. Seven runs, 12 hits for Atlanta. Oberkfell down at second with 2 men out. And Gullickson's pitch on the way to Hubbard is a strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Now the look back by the right-hander. And the 0-1 pitch. Strike called inside corner. 0-2, the count on Hubbard.
We're just zipping along, aren't we?
As always. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. We were kidding Duke Snyder and Dave Van Horn when they arrived. They're the Montreal broadcasters. Their 19-inning game only went 5 hours and 15 minutes. Nothing to that.
Oh. They weren't there till 3:45.
No, they were out of there 11:30, 12 o'clock. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Little broken bat, bouncing ball toward short. Hubie Brooks grabs it, throws to first in time. And that's all for Atlanta.
Flied to right field first time up. Left-handed hitter. Naylor's allowed only 3 hits as he shoots for his 12th win. The pitch is a strike call. Here's the 0-1. Fastball high. I said it after the second hitter. I'm saying it again. He's thrown more fastballs tonight. I mean, really trying to fire hard. And he struck out Wallach on a good high fastball to end the 4th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's winding and pitching. There's a let up high, 2-1. Nikosha's on deck. Two balls and a strike. And the pitch is a strike. Skeeter Burns has a bat. Looks like he's going to bat for Gullickson. That makes Kevin Burns happy. He likes to see somebody name of Burns playing baseball. Kevin was a great player. High school. Swing a miss. Down on strikes goes Mitch Webster. Strikeout number 2 by Mailer. Steve Nikosha flied to right in his only at-bat tonight. Mailer shooting for win number 12. He's lost 7.
Got a birthday we need to mention tonight. Our Delta rep, John Singletary, reaches a milestone tonight. How old do you think John is?
53.
Right. No, he's 40 years old today. 40? He's a happy one.
Jeez,
he looks 53, though, I agree.
Holy cow. Well, after carting the Braves around, that'll age you. On Delta, they're our sponsor. They're our airline, and we feel very comfortable with them. The 0-1. Fouled away. They've given us some great trips this year. Nikosha behind in the count, 0-2. He's 40, huh? That's right around Pete Van Weeren's age.
That's right.
Should hit it right on the nose.
Exactly.
Pete always has his birthday, however, after the baseball season, so he can't play pranks on him. The 0-2 is outside with that fastball, 1-2. Mailer fishing out there.
All the Braves have to do if you guys want to play a prank is get into the World Series.
That's right. That would be a prank. Here's a 1-2. All the way to the screen, 2-2. You never know, folks. You believe in miracles? Braves really have to have a great second half to move up in those standings. It's happened before. I'll never forget the Miracle Braves. Last on July 4th. I think they were at 1914. I did not play for them, by the way. And they won the pennant. There's a drive to left along the line, but it's hooking foul. It'll stay 2-2. I think the players are just as mystified as we are, and the fans, of why they're 34 and 45. It was a good spring training. They got some talent. 2-2, sidearm fastball hit out to second, where Hubbard gets a big bounce, throws to first. Out number 2. I guess if you can pinpoint it, would be inconsistency. Here's Burns, Skeeter Burns, batting for Gullickson. The Braves have had some games like tonight where they put things together. They've had days where they've won 6 out of 7, 7 out of 8, and then turn around and lose 7 out of 8. Some days the pitching there, some days the hitting isn't. I'm sure it drives the fans bananas, just like it does the players and management. Barnes takes a strike on the outside corner. Skeeter Barnes. He's batting .158 in 13 games. No homers and no RBIs. A curveball swung out and missed, 0-2. Bottom half of this inning will play Goody's home run jackpot. Comfort makers in our sponsors box tonight. Ball strike 3, and we hope that they enjoy the game. Naylor is. He just retired him in order with 2 Ks. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Atlanta 7, Montreal nothing.
I just found
Benedict batting for Paul Hammock, Augusta, Georgia, in Goody's home run jackpot, worth $1,025 as the bouncer foul past third. Stello called it right away. It was close. Paul Hammock is our entry. And you have something else on Mr. Robert.
His hobbies. He enjoys golf, fishing, playing guitar. He's also an expert on bean sprouts and alfalfa sprouts. I don't know many of those.
No. How do you play them? Boing, boing. Benedict is 1 for 2. Expert on bean sprouts and alfalfa sprouts. The only alfalfa I know is our gang. Here's the pitch. Ball high. Benedict to be followed by Mailer. And the 1-1. Driven to right field. That's going to be in for a base hit. Bruce Benedict with a solid hit, his second tonight. Braves are fattening up. Now Mailer. Mailer is batting 4. Geneva Patterson lives on North Linden Drive in Columbus, Georgia. Get $1,000, $1,025 for a winner. He's bunting. I'm sorry, Geneva. Bunts it to the pitcher, who picks it up and throws to first. Sacrifice. Down the second goes Benedict. 1-4 on the sack as Law came over to take the toss. Geneva didn't have a chance. Next entry lives on Thriftwood Drive in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Karnak will have to open this, and I hope I get it open before Thompson hits it out. Here's a pitch, and Thompson takes it high. Wright McKenzie, Thriftwood Drive, Charlotte, North Carolina is our entry. The next pitch is driven to right field, but it's going to be caught by Dawson. Holding at second is Benedict. 2 down. That ball was hit hard. Thompson now is 2 for 4. Ramirez will bat for Mrs. T. Foster, Randall Lane, Atlanta, Georgia. Ramirez 2 for 3, and the pitch swung on, miss. Our entry, Mrs. T. Foster, 21-25, Randall Lane, Atlanta, Georgia. Here's a stretch and pitch. That is a strike, says Dana Demuth. Pete Van Weeren and Ernie Johnson with you from Atlanta. Bottom of the 5th. 7-0 Braves. And Robert stretches, pitches, swung on, hit foul, back out of play. Gullickson went 4, allowed 11 hits, 7 runs, a walk, and 1 strikeout. Not going to help his ERA. But Gullickson back off the disabled. Looked like he was throwing okay. Had a pulled groin muscle. That way he was out. The 0-2 is high. Ladies' night here, July 12th. Now the 1-2. Fouled away. Wayne Minshew came by with the news that no nonsense ladies' night, July 12th. Gifts for the first 10,000 lady fans. No nonsense fashions. Don't laugh, Peter. But 1-2, I'm just reading what he gave to me. There's a bouncer back to the mound, throw to first. Rehearse this with Pete before we talk about it, the cap day. There's a pitch low, 1-0. Because we covered that pretty well with Skip the other day. Maybe Pete's aware of it. 1 ball, no strikes. Range is 0 for 2. And a pitch. Driven to left along the line. That might be trouble. Harper's back, and the ball might be, let's see. Did he catch it? He passed from you, and he caught it. Harper on a great catch down in the corner. Range is robbed of an extra base hit as Harper went deep in the corner, out of our view, right in front of the 330 mark, and caught that ball. We'll watch it on the monitor. I believe it was fair. Yes, it was. Nice catch by Terry Harper. I think we'll leave the cap day promo a little later. We just don't want to give the fans everything in one inning. We'll kind of hold on that one. Probably get a call from Skip Carey. He probably want some sort of a remuneration because some of it was his. He's listening. Strike called, 0-1. Van Slaw 0 for 2. And the 0-1. Blowing away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves have not had a laugher since I don't know when. And right now they've got one. They lead 7-0. Top of the 6th inning. Very relaxed crowd here that might number 8,000. And the 1-1. Fastball outside, 2-1. Atlanta has a chance to hit the 1,000,000 mark before the All-Star break. Montreal's attendance has picked up. Pitch is high. They have played better. A game and a half out of first, and you be surprised how that affects the turnstiles. Braves right now, 881,000. 3-1. Swung on, it's foul. Back to the screen, 3-2. Dawson's on deck. Three balls, 2 strikes. Baylor winding, pitching. Swung on, bouncing ball, deep short, tough play, Ramirez. He's got it, long throw. Bounces, gets away over Chambliss. Benedict down there. Great play by Benedict. He saved it. Benedict down there backing up. Great hustle by the catcher for Atlanta. Benedict was beyond the Braves dugout, and he gloved that ball. It bounced past Chambliss. It was a poor throw, but it should be a base hit. And it is. Ramirez fielded it in the hole. It would have been a marvelous play if he'd thrown him out, and Benedict's down there backing up the throw. And what he did, he was saved Law going to second base on the overthrow. Now Dawson 0 for 2. That's the 4th hit off Mailer. Mickey Mailer, Rick's brother, will pitch here on Wednesday. Bryn Smith tomorrow night against Pascual Perez. Foul away by Dawson. Wednesday's pitcher for the Braves is undecided. Could be somebody like Barker if he's ready, but he's on a DL right now. The Braves will welcome, as will all baseball players, the 3-day vacation starting next Monday. Swung on, hit foul, bounced right up and hit him. 0-2. Andre Dawson, super player, and gives you a great effort all the time. And a gentleman. 1 out. Dreesen's on deck. Did you ever hear that commercial, the late Jack Quinlan, Lou Boudreau, when they had to do a radio live spot for lingerie?
Yes, I did. Heard it recently. Again, I'd heard it years ago, but somebody just had a copy of it up here maybe a few weeks ago.
Oh, they got the giggles as Lou was trying to. Then he said, well, you describe this article of clothing. The 1-2. Hit slowly toward third. Let's see, they're going to let it roll. Foul. It did roll foul at the last second. 1-2. There are a few keepers out there that have been recorded, bloopers and keepers.
Jack Buck's interview with Cardinal pitching coach Barney Schultz.
Oh, that's
back
priceless.
in the 60s, maybe the best of all time.
Yes. Well, Schultz tried to explain the rotation. And then he was going to back up this guy.
Oh, that's all right.
Another guy would pitch. There's a well-hit ball up the middle, base hit for Andre Dawson. Murphy up with the ball quickly, and Law will hold at second. Montreal with runners at first and second, 1 out. And Dreesen the better. Taylor hasn't had many problems here tonight. He had 2 on in the 4th after 2 outs. But the rest of the night has been his, but he's in a little trouble here with runners at first and second, only 1 out. Dreesen, single last time. And the pitch, strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Now the stretch. Here it is. Swung on, bouncing ball second. Hubbard to his shortstop, 1 on the first, 2. Double play. Was at the plate, and the pitch to him. Swung on, fly ball left center, not going to carry. Webster calls for it, and he's got it. 1 down. Now Terry Harper. Want to send a salute over to Columbia, South Carolina, Jake Bogan and the staff at WCOS Radio in Columbia, and thank them for carrying Braves baseball. Hope the fans appreciate it. And their sponsors, WOKV, Leonard Bolton and the staff down at Jacksonville, Florida. We thank you guys for being a part of our network. Strike call to Harper. Network of 100 stations throughout the Southeast carry Braves baseball, spearheaded by WSB here in Atlanta. Ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harper looking for his first hit of the night. He has an RBI and a ground out. Braves with 13 safeties. And the 1-1. Swung on, hit out to second. Law one-hands it and throws to first in time. Now Chris Chambliss. Chambliss has had a good night. 2 hits, scored twice, and knocked 1 in. Roberts pitches. Chambliss takes it low inside, 1-0. Don't forget our star of the game. 10th inning show on this day in baseball history. Follow this broadcast. The 1-0. Swung on, missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. And if we have time, the Skip Carey talk show. Now the 1-1. Strike. 1-2. Jeff Reardon is loosening up down there, but you wouldn't think he'd be in a game like this, but who knows? He might. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit hard at short. Brooks has it, throwing to first in time.
Baylor getting a sign. The right-hander winds, and the pitch on the way to Brooks. High and tight with a fastball, ball one. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, low and outside. 2-0, the count on Brooks. Tomorrow night, Bryn Smith goes against Pascual Perez. Game time 7:40. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's low, ball 3. And the 3-0 pitch coming. Taken for a strike by Brooks, 3-1. Reardon throwing down in the Montreal bullpen. For some reason, he did not work in that 19-inning game the Expos played last night. Here's the 3-1. Little chopper down the third base side. It's going to be foul. And the count full, 3-2.
The only reason I could think about Reardon not pitching in that game is that he might have been in several games prior to that. And sometimes the manager will say, I'm not using him. He gets the night off. It's amazing, though. In 19 innings, they wouldn't have said, well, how about maybe one batter, Jeff? They won without it in 19, without him.
We can recall a game up in Montreal a few years ago when Bobby Cox was the Braves manager, and he had used Gene Garber 4 or 5 games in a row, and he made up his mind he was not going to use him that particular night. And to make sure, he listed him in the starting lineup as the leadoff hitter and center fielder, and then pinch hit for him.
That's right.
There's a bouncing ball towards second. Hubbard fields, throws, 1 down. Brooks retired. Now third baseman Tim Wallach. Wallach is singled and struck out. Happy to see Bobby Cox named as one of the coaches on the American League All-Star team. There's the pitch to Wallach. There's a line drive toward right. Milt Thompson coming on. He gets there, makes the grab. Very quickly, 2 down in the 7th inning. Now center fielder Mitch Webster. Webster began this season with Toronto's AAA club at Syracuse. Down there he hit .280. He's from Great Bend, Kansas. 6'1", 185 pounds. He's been in the Blue Jays organization for about 4 years. Swings at the first pitch, drives one to right. That's going to drop in. No, it's not in. A great diving catch by Milt Thompson. I never thought he'd get to that ball. But diving toward the line, Milt Thompson somehow takes a double away from Mitch Webster. At least a double. A great diving catch by Milt Thompson. That has the fans on their feet, and they'll stay there for the 7th inning stretch. So it's Ken Oberkfell facing Jeff Reardon. Reardon this year is 2-3 with 22 saves. This is his 33rd game. He has an earned run average of 2.23. He's worked 48 innings, given up 35 hits, 2 homers, walked 13, struck out 40. And his first pitch to Ken Oberkfell inside, ball 1. Oberkfell's had a perfect night, a single, a walk, and a double. He has driven in 1 run. Here's the 1-0, up high. 2-0 the count. This is almost like a spring training game, all the changes Montreal's making. Fouled back by Oberkfell, 2-1. They left Gullickson in, pitched 4 innings, even though he gave up 12 hits and 7 runs. And now they are substituting Freely as they still trail 7-0 late in the game. Here's the 2-1 pitch now to Oberkfell. Popped it up foul, third base side. This one will drop in the seats out of play. So it's 2-2.
We got the oddest gift today. Usually, you know, golf balls really aren't odd to receive, but and we've got to get our name for TV. We'll do that tomorrow or the next night.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Oberkfell. Bouncing ball foul down past Bobby Dews.
But a lady out in the Midwest sent 8 pounds of golf balls. I mean, that's a lot of golf balls to the 4 broadcasters. Then she had a note with it. Said, Of course, I don't play. I live alongside a golf course. I'm about 500 feet from the fairway.
Next pitch to Oberkfell popped up, first base side. This will be handled by Dreesen. He grabs it one down.
So, she says they spray a lot over here. I just pick them up and put them away, and I thought I'd send them along. 8 pounds worth. All colors. And pretty good. Must be a pretty good neighborhood. There are not too many scalded ones in there.
I think Skip played today, and he probably needs to replace about 7 pounds, so that'll come in handy. Left-hander Gary Luke is throwing now in the Montreal bullpen as Glenn Hubbard steps in. Hubbard with a double and 3 at bat, swings at the first pitch, pops it up left side of the infield. Shortstop Hubie Brooks under it. He's got it, 2 down. Now Bruce Benedict. Benedict is grounded to third and singled twice. Bruce now has 6 hits in the last 2 games, has that batting average up to 244. 7 runs, 13 hits for Atlanta, no runs, 5 hits for Montreal. We're in the bottom half of the 7th. And the pitch to Benedict is high, ball 1. Eight pounds of golf ball. That's a lot of golf balls.
Yes, sir.
There's the 1-0 pitch. In for a strike, 1-1.
She just gathers them. She gathers them like you gather apples.
There's the 1-1. There's a line drive into center field. It's going to fall for a base hit. Benedict with his 3rd hit of the game. Hit number 14 for Atlanta. The first off Reardon, and pitcher Rick Mailer gets a nice ad. Besides pitching 5-hit shutout ball, Mailer's also contributed a base hit and a couple of sacrifice bunts. Here's the stretch in the pitch. Mailer swings and misses. 0-1. Reardon probably will be on the National League All-Star team. He leads the National League in saves.
As he picked 3 or 4 relief pitchers, he should make it.
Swing and a miss at a fastball 0-2. Carlton Fisk, another home run. This one a grand slam, his 21st of the year. White Sox lead the Tigers now 8-3. Detroit batting in the bottom of the 6th. Richmond won tonight 6-2 over Syracuse. Joe Johnson, the winner. He's now 6-0 for Richmond. Pitch to Mailer, foul back. Still 0-2. San Diego and the Cubs split. Cubs winning the completion of the suspended game 6-3. San Diego winning the regularly scheduled contest 8-4. Mets and Reds tied 3-3 after 4.5. Dodgers 4, Pirates 3 after 5. Phillies 4, Houston nothing after 3. Pitch to Mailer a little bit high. 1-2. San Francisco at St. Louis 2-0 Cardinals behind Joaquin Andujar. That game going to the bottom half of the 4th inning.
He's shooting for 15.
15 wins by the All-Star break.
Well, that puts you on a target for 30.
It does. Pitch to Mailer is popped foul, coming back into the crowd out of play. Count remains 1-2. Well, we know he'll be on the All-Star team. Dwight Gooden should make it. Lamar Hoyt.
Hoyt's won 9 in a row.
Here's the stretch in the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball. We mentioned Joaquin Andujar gunning for his 15th tonight. Andy Hawkins is 111. Dwight Gooden's 111. Lamar Hoyt's 111. Bryn Smith, who pitches tomorrow night for Montreal, he's 9-3. And here's Nicosia waiting for the first pitch from Mailer. Swinging, driving one, deep right center field. Thompson going back. He won't get to this one. It's going to bounce over the wall. It'll be a ground rule double. So Nicosia drives his second double of the season, a one-hopper that bounced over the right center field fence. Hit number 6 off Rick Mailer. Now Al Newman bats for the first time. He's a switch-hitting infielder, batting only .125 in 9 games with 1 double, 1 RBI. batting left against Mailer. The look back in the pitch. Newman takes a strike in the outside corner. Here's the look back by Mailer, and the 0-1 pitch. Low for a ball. Newman began the year at Indianapolis, hit .303 with no homers, 14 RBIs. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Newman swings, line drive, caught by Oberkfell. Hustling back to second is Steve Nicosia. That ball was hard hit, and Obi made a good play. Backhanding it just inside the line. One down. Back to the top of the order now, and Tim Raines. Raines 0 for 3. He's flied to right, bounced to the pitcher, and flied to left. Seven runs, 14 hits for Atlanta. No runs, 6 hits for Montreal. We're in the top half of the 8th inning. One man out, Nicosia down at second. Mailer comes to the belt. Here's the pitch. Raines takes outside, ball 1. Braves have one more trip to Montreal, and then they'll wrap up the season series between these two clubs. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Raines. He looks at a breaking ball, low and inside. 2-0. Braves got 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth. And Mailer has kept the Expos off the board. We're in the top of the 8th. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Popped it foul, back out of play. It's now 2-1. Again, the look in by Mailer. And the 2-1 pitch coming. Ground ball sharply hit. Hubbard diving stop to his left. Throws to first in time. That saved a run. That ball was headed toward right field. Hubbard left his feet. Made a diving grab. Threw on to first to get Raines. Nicosia moved to third, but had that ball gotten through, he would have scored. So there are 2 outs now with a runner at third. The shutout still intact, but Mailer's going to have to get Vance Law to keep it that way. Law is grounded to third, bounced to second, and then an infield single.
The ball's hard hit in this inning, but he still can get out of it.
Mailer's first pitch on the way to Law. Fly ball, deep right center field. Cummins going back. He'll not get to it. It bounces off the wall. Nicosia scores. Law heads for second. Rounding second on his way to third. Here comes the throw toward third. He'll slide in safely. It's a run-scoring triple for Vance Law. And that takes care of the shutout for Law. His 25th RBI of the year. That's his third 3-base hit. Vance's family seated right down below us here. Vern Law, former Major League pitcher. They were on their feet applauding that one all the way. Now Jim Wolford bats for the first time. He's batting .172, 1 homer, 9 RBIs. Veteran utility man takes a strike in the outside corner. 1 run on 7 hits now for Montreal. Braves still up by a 7-1 margin. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Wolford swings and misses at the off-speed breaking ball. 0-2. Working from the stretch with that runner at third. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. 1-2 pitch on the way. Wolford takes the curve way outside. 2-2 the count. Naylor's had excellent control tonight. He has not walked anyone. He's recorded 3 strikeouts. And he's ready now for his 2-2 pitch to Wolford. Here it comes. Bouncing ball hit right back to the pitcher. Mailer fields, throws to first in time, and the inning's over.
Appearing in his 19th game, Milt Thompson will lead it off. Lucas at 3-1, no saves, ERA 3.16. Thompson with a couple of hits tonight. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Swung on, high, fly, center. Should be caught and will be by Mitch Webster. 1 down. Milt Thompson likes that first pitch. Here's Ramirez, who was 2 for 4. Lucas, a big guy. They got him from San Diego, and the pitch is a ball high. Next tryout camp is Saturday, July 13th at 9 o'clock in Durham at the Durham Bulls Park. That is Saturday coming up, July 13th. Strike call. The tryouts are for people between 16 and 23. Each player should bring their own glove and shoes. American Legion players need permission from their coach. And all tryouts start at 9 o'clock. Pitch to Ramirez went inside, 2-1. Reardon pitched an inning, gave up a hit, struck out 1. 2-1, swung on, driven toward right center field. It might be in for a hit, and it is. Ramirez at first will hold there as Webster's up quickly. Raffy back to first. That's his 3rd hit and 15th by Atlanta. They've got 15 hits off a pretty good pitching staff. ERA of 3.15, one of the best in the league. Professor, did you get that attendance?
Yes, 9,217. 92-17.
This is Kymans batting in Murphy's spot, and the pitch is inside. Brad up for the first time, hitting .222. No homers and 10 RBI. Harper's on deck. 1 out, 1 on. The pitch to him is a let-up low, 2-0. Lucas, I believe, was having back problems. And he was on pitch, didn't pitch in spring training to speak of, and opened the season on the DL. 2-0. Swung on, hit foul, past Bobby Wine at 3rd. Phillies leading Houston 4-0. They're in the 5th. Phillies playing a little bit better. Cardinals leading the Giants 2-0. Of course, Expos are watching that score because if they lose and the Cardinals win, they're 2.5 back. And the Mets are beating Cincinnati. No, they're tied. 4-4. 2-1. Low. Strawberry, Hernandez, and Johnson have all hit home runs for New York. They're in the bottom of the 6th, 4-4 at Cincinnati. The Dodgers leading Pittsburgh 4-3, bottom of the 7th. 3-1. Hit high into the air, short right. Back goes Newman. Under, got it. That is 2 down. If you didn't hear, San Diego lost a suspended game to the Cubs 6-3, but won the regular game 8-4. I gave you New York, Cincinnati, Dodgers, Pittsburgh. St. Louis over San Francisco 2-0, bottom of the 5th. Here's Harper. American League, Cleveland 4, Texas 0, 8th inning. Baltimore 4, Minnesota 3. Rain delays. They're now in the top of the 7th. Pitch to Harper's a strike. White Sox hit Detroit with a 6 spot in the 6th to lead 8-3 going the bottom of the 7th. Pudgy Fisk has 2 homers in that game, 1 a grand slam. He's really having a season. The 0-1, Harper fouls it away. Necro against Saberhagen, and they go to the bottom of the 7th. Kansas City 4, New York 2. Smith a home run, Kansas City. California 2, Milwaukee 1. They're in the 7th at California. Darwin against Witt. All the particulars on the 10th inning show. That's winning, losing pitchers, and home runs. And the pitch with a runner going. Swung on, missed, strikeout. Mailer has 1 complete game. The staff has 2. The other is pitched by Zane Smith. Here's a 1-0. Swung on, missed. Hubie Brooks is on deck. And the 1-1 on the way. Curve bounced slowly toward Hubbard. He's got it. Throwing to first. That's 1 down. 1 out in the 9th. We have a moment. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Braves Baseball Network.
You're listening to Braves Baseball on the sports voice of the South, WSB Atlanta. Monday through Friday mornings, enjoy the best in radio with Dick Hemby and Skip Carey. Join him for news, weather, sports, and lots of fun on WSB.
Hubie Brooks, 1 for 3, and the pitch. Swung on, missed, 0-1. Now a 0-1 pitch won't be made. Brooks stepped out. Windup in the 0-1. Swung on, hit slowly toward the mound. Mailer's going to have to hurry. He fumbles it. That'll be an error on Mailer. He thought it was going to spin out toward him, and when it didn't, he charged it, and he bobbled it. And Brooks beat it out, and Mailer will be charged with an error. Should have been out number 2. This looks like Francona, and it is. Francona batting for Lucas. Lucas, the pitcher, was batting in the 6th spot. Francona, who's had his differences with the front office because he wants to play every day, and who can blame him? He's not getting much playing time, is on as a pinch hitter. He's a left-handed batter, Francona, whose dad, Tito, played right here in Atlanta in the late 60s, early 70s. Pitch is low. I don't know if Tito made it to the 70s. He was here in the late 60s. I know that. Francona, 235. The 1-0. Swung on, bounce toward first. Chambliss has it. Goes to second. 1. Back to first. Not in time. Francona just beat it. Francona, no homers and 11 RBIs with a .235 batting average, is on with a fielder's choice. They forced Brooks, and the relay back almost to Mailer, almost got Francona. This brings on Webster. 2 outs. Webster 0 for 3. Stretched by Mailer in the pitch. Swung on, hit foul down the left side. Two away. And Mailer pitches, let up, inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. He's stretching and pitching, swung on, fly ball along the line and left. Harper with a long run, Ramirez. Harper, one hands it, the Braves win.